I think 5 years from now, that's what solar is going to be. It's just going to be the most obvious energy source that is cheapest and most abundant.
I think last time solar was like really popular in the media was 2019. And in 2019, it wasn't clear like solar, like wind was actually cheaper than solar, and like nuclear seemed like it could be in the game. And in the past 5 years, solar has established such a dominating lead, and it's extending that lead every single year. The future of energy is solar.
Hi, my name is Emily McAteer, CEO and co-founder of Odyssey. We focus on financing distributed solar in the developing world. And the small to medium-sized solar installers and EPCs buy from us, and when they place an order with us, they get embedded credit that gets them through the procurement and construction phase of the project.
That's amazing. So Glow is a crypto project that incentivizes the construction of solar farms using token incentives. So one example is carbon credits, right? So we can focus on using solar to reduce carbon emissions. Another example is grid stability. We can use solar and batteries to focus on reducing the amount of times that people have power outages, which is actually like a health thing. In warmer climates, a power outage can cause people to die of heat stroke. Or another example of an objective we hope to chase is reducing, for example, Germany's dependency on Russian natural gas. And so Glow is very good at identifying specific objectives and achieving those cost effectively.
Cool.
Did I mess that up?
So internally, externally, everyone cares about token price, and it's like a big deal for the community. And when the token price is down, everyone's super depressed, and like my life is miserable. Honestly, when the token is up, people get super distracted, and like productivity goes down when token goes up because people are just really excited and they can't focus. And then when the price is down, people lock in harder.
So what's your most important metrics of success?
All the way down, bottom line, is something called control. Glow essentially emits a fixed amount of token subsidy every single week. And then control is an asset that allows you to steer the subsidy towards things you care about. And so if you're a climate company, you might buy control and steer it towards carbon credits. If you're the German government, you might buy control and steer it towards eliminating your dependency on Russian natural gas. And there are a couple other reasons you might buy control. But ultimately, that's what makes the whole economy run. And so the most important metric to the company is the amount of control that has been sold.
I think with solar, the characterization of solar being like a climate solution is going to be really different in 5 years. I was even just thinking about this we had a cohort from my business school class. We just had our reunion, and we originally were people that all were going to work in climate, and most of those people went to work in solar, and now it's like, no, they're just working in the lowest cost, most abundant, renewable, and happens to be not fossil fuel based energy source. I think 5 years from now, that's what solar is going to be, the most obvious energy source.
When I think of industry and truth and solar, I go straight to crypto is pretty well known as a scammy industry. And I think solar is 10 times worse. Interacting with solar people, it was really eye-opening how brazenly they would just lie about absolutely everything to your face, them knowing and you knowing both that it's all lies. And they're just it was really, really surprising the number of solar professionals I bumped into who had no qualms about being 100% dishonest about their entire business. I come from a scammy place, and maybe I don't.
I didn't take enough risks early on in the business. I took a long time to build the version of Odyssey today. And I don't know, arguably maybe where the market was, I needed to take that time. We ended up realizing that if we wanted to move capital at the pace that we wanted to move it at, we needed to do it ourselves. And we spent a lot of years just providing tech to other financial institutions to move capital, and they just weren't doing it they just weren't moving as much money and moving at the pace we wanted. And so it took us 6 years to finally come around to a business model where we were deploying capital directly ourselves. And now it feels really great. We're in control of sort of the impact we want to have and the dollars that are flowing. But I think I could have taken that risk earlier and probably didn't have the confidence early on that I could become like a slightly different company than just a tech company. I could become more like a fintech company.
We figured out the same thing in the past couple of months where we were like just a token protocol and we let other people deploy capital. And then we're like, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Like there's so much money that we could make because we're more efficient than them. We could be cheaper and then we can also take margin. And now that we're doing that, it's like, oh, now the company's cash flow positive. So like, yeah, big fan of controlling your own money. Thanks for sitting down and chatting with me.
Yeah, thanks for chatting. This is great.